Hello. I posted yesterday some thoughts, a contemplation about the relationship between form and spirit, or body and soul. And then at the end of my post, I suggested that if there were any ideas or thoughts that anyone would be interested in contemplating or suggesting for an idea for a video, that they feel free to offer those to me, those suggestions. And I did receive a conversation on my Facebook Messenger. And there was a bit of an exchange. I think it might have been helpful. I hope it was helpful or useful. And then I thought, well, what a perfect opportunity to expand upon that idea with another video for today. So this contemplation is about the effect or the result of action or speech from a space of low vibration or low alignment in contrast to a space of high vibration or high alignment. As I've suggested in past contemplations, I really don't feel comfortable sharing anything that I haven't had a direct experience of. So what I'm about to share came to me as a spiritual teaching from several different directions. I've synthesized the knowledge that I've received exoterically, and then I have been in observation of my life experience to see if these things ring true, these concepts, these energetic dynamics. And so they have been true in my experience. So that's how I feel comfortable to say to you, here are some ideas that you may consider, and see what happens. See if it rings true for you. So I think I'm going to keep this a kind of generic, but we need a scenario to play with. So let's say that you are in observation of some behavior that is occurring in the world. Let's say there's a public figure in a position of power, or someone has assumed a position of power, and they are imposing their will upon another group of people. So you see this, and a lot of us would see this behavior and think, oh, what an atrocity. This is a terrible thing that this oppressor is doing to these people, and these acts are horrific in nature, and we're becoming angry. So doesn't it make sense to you that you have become in alignment to terror and oppression and distortion and manipulation and debasement of will, and your emotional response is in anger, which is a form of fear? And that is the alignment that you have accomplished in response to your witness of a situation. Some people will say, well, yes, I'm justified in being angry in response to this horrific act. Well, you may claim that justification if that's what you wish to claim. However, we are realizing again some energy dynamics that may serve us well in affecting a different outcome in our manifest world, in our environment. And the way we do this is through our awareness of our alignment in witness to, in response to, everything we see. So the effect of alignment to anger or alignment in fear, and then speaking out vibrational emanation in response to, and then the next stage to that would be social activism. So I'm speaking out in anger in response to this thing that I've witnessed, and then I move into action in response. The energetic effect of those words and actions is actually to reinforce the distortion at that level of expression that you are claiming for yourself. When you honor the distortion, you reinforce the distortion. It's like your consciousness is feeding and fueling the very thing that you are in response to that you say you do not want. You're actually giving it your power. So the question is, could there be another way? Is there a way that I can align my consciousness that results in a different effect, a different echo? This is another great way to think about this. There is an energetic echo in response to our witness of everything. So let's put this into the context of a personal argument. Let's say somehow you express in a way that activates negative emotion in me. And from that space of alignment to negative emotion, I respond back to you. And then you respond back to me in this reinforcement and escalation of that alignment, back and forth. So what has to happen in order to stop that spiral of low alignment and shift the energy to a higher alignment? How would we do that? Well, we have to first be aware of our alignment, to honor our emotional system, honor the sensations of the body, honor our intuition, trust feelings when they arise. This is not about denying something that you feel, but being aware, oh, something has just triggered something in me. Then what? Taking responsibility for your alignment. I realize that I have some wounding in my consciousness, in my psyche, that has been triggered here. Before I escalate a low alignment, I'm going to take responsibility for where I am. You may have to it may serve you well to actually remove yourself from the situation so that you can give it some space, some room to breathe, spend some time going within. This is like nurturing yourself. When you respond in blame, that it's the other person's fault, you're not in your mastery, you're giving your power away, you're escalating a situation. So now we have two scenarios. We have the scenario witness of some phenomenon in the outside world, and then we have a situation or a scenario between you and someone that you're intimate with, perhaps, that has triggered something in you, and it's your alignment has become low, and now you're faced with how to respond. So this takes practice, of course, but you're responsible for your alignment in witness to everything you see. And the energy of your alignment informs what you see and informs the environment's response to you. So if you respond with words or actions from a space of fear or blame or judgment or anger or hatred or all of these sort of lower frequency vibrations, that is going to be the response most likely that's echoed back to you from the field. It has claimed you in response at that level of vibration. If you can cultivate your awareness and your self-mastery to the degree that you can inform every situation, not as you've been taught to respond to it, or as you think you should respond to it, or as you've been programmed to feel justified in response to. And we're even taught that we're responsible for taking social action in certain situations. But this can be quite tricky, can't it? If we think about this from an energetic perspective. It's a very different thing to be witnessing someone in their high alignment and lifting a situation. That's a very different emotional response or energetic response than to witness someone who is being oppressed and to damn the oppressor and to move into energetic, verbal, or physical action from that level of alignment. If you can accomplish alignment as your true self in mastery in response to the situation, the effect of that alignment is going to be to lift the situation, to know it in a higher way, to inform it with a different frequency, a higher vibrational frequency. And you may be inspired to verbal or physical action from that level of alignment, but that inspired response will have the effect of lifting and freeing the energy of the situation, not contributing and escalating its density. When you this is from Paul Selig, when you put something in darkness, the effect of that action is to call you to the darkness. So when you are in witness to a situation and your response is to damn the oppressor, you have claimed yourself in darkness in order to be able to damn the oppressor. You are right down there at that low frequency vibration along with them. That's your claim for yourself in response to this person, the situation, etc. So this is why some in the New Thought spiritual communities will say, turn off the news, because the energetic effect of watching the news and letting it claim you or accomplishing your alignment in low vibration energetically reinforces distortion, corruption, and low vibration. So if you can watch the news or observe situations in the outside world or even in your personal relationships, if you can be there and be present and maintain your alignment in the highest frequency that you can hold, regardless of what's happening around you, then you may be affecting the positive change that we all might like to see in the world. If that's a challenge for you, maybe it makes sense to not pay so much attention to the things that bring you into those low frequency states of fear and anger and distortion and corruption. There's another layer to this that I'm not quite sure. It's finding words is difficult sometimes. I shouldn't claim that, should I? So when you come to know the whole full truth of who and what you are as an aspect of the Creator manifested in form, I'm going to add another way of saying that. When you come to know the divinity that you are, what that also means is that you understand the divinity of everyone else. So you come into alignment in a field at an octave of expression that doesn't support separation. You realize that we are all the same stuff. We're all manifest from the same light. All of us, and all manifestation, actually. So, why am I adding this to the conversation? When you realize that, that becomes the requirement of your interaction with everyone that you encounter. I am seeing the divine in this one before me. I am in relationship with the Creator in action in the one I see before me. You're not taking the action of putting them outside of goodness, wholeness, truth. You're loving them, actually. Love is upon them through you. It's a powerful universal force. So you may say, well, how could they behave the way that they are behaving if they are divine? Well, they may be in denial of their divinity, but that doesn't mean that you have to join them in denying their divinity. Does it serve them or the situation to join them in their low claim? Or does it serve them and the situation energetically to remind yourself of who you are, and then simultaneously, consequently, you're reminding yourself of the true nature, the essence of them as well? So, how do I distill this? What would be a takeaway? Inspired words and actions to affect evolution and social change can be a wonderful thing. But first, do the energetic work. Know where you are in your alignment. Are you in anger or in fear? Maybe best to wait, accomplish a different alignment, accomplish alignment as the true self. And then from that space, you'll know what to do, and they will be inspired high frequency words, and they will be inspired, loving, high frequency actions. Any action taken in low vibration fuels the distortion, solidifies the structure of the distortion, and the result of that is to escalate and expand the distortion. I hope this contemplation has been meaningful and helpful to you. As I've said, don't believe me, just consider and be honest with yourself about the experiences you're having and see if you can validate these ideas. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if there is a topic or an idea that's been on your mind or your heart and you're like, gosh, I've been listening to Jared for a moment and I'm curious to know if he has any thoughts or contemplations in response to this, I would welcome that. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you have a really beautiful day. Talk to you next time.